My least favorite thing about grief is that it's not an isolated event, and it just doesn't end. It's been really rough lately, and as part of this, I did want to capture some of it. There's a lot of birds out here just jumping. Again, maybe that's a part of this experience. Birds will also have feature time. But yeah, I just, it's hard because I feel like I'm processing emotions in real time at all times. And that seems like a very deep way of saying like, you're just going through every type of emotion, where I'm typically used to seeing grief from afar, or like grieving for another person. But this is the first time in my life where losing someone close, it hit home. The last few weeks have been a lot of mountains and valleys of trying to understand medical procedures and just like wrestling through hopelessness and trying to keep hope alive, if that makes sense. And so as a result, it's emotionally taxing. Like, we spent days on end just waiting in waiting rooms for my grandfather to pull through. And it all settles when we just finally get word of doctor's result and their expectation of how long he's gonna live. And I felt like resolved, but in the end, it just felt like, could there be any form of hope? And so I wanted to document this because this is a part of your 20s, the rest of your 20s, where the good and the bad, where life seems like I'm going through new things. This is a new experience also. I didn't want to miss out on how I will grow months from now or years from now, even though it hurts a lot. But I'm accepting that experiences like these are meant to build us and form us into who I believe we're created to be. They create something out of you. There's a lot of different emotions, and I'm not grieving. It feels like guilt that I should be thinking more about my grandfather. And when I am grieving, it's easy to get hard on myself because I've never gone through this before. My expectation of what grief might look like is just different every time. It's hard to put into words. Obviously, this is not meant to be showcased, but in the things that I do feel like I can control, I think grief looks like going on walks and trying to continue the regular scheduled program of my own life. So.
We here in Bradenton.
Wow.
Oh, God.
that. How'd today go, Dada? All right, what's up, y'all? I didn't vlog any of this stuff that went on today, but I did want to capture this sunset. This is my sister-in-law, Ludney. She's coming in. Go ahead. What you got to say to people?
Hi, I'm sister-in-law.
All right. What you got to say?
Nothing. You know, I really enjoyed the beach today. I usually don't enjoy the beach, but I really did today.
Let's go to the beach. Let's get away. Man, take a look at this sunset. These sunsets really do something to you. It really makes you think differently about life, and at the end of the day gonna end. There's beautiful things happening outside of your mind. You just have to give it some space. I'll get out the way so I can see the sunset.
Listen, I was just sitting down minding my business, you know, enjoying the scenery, and a bird just attacked me, and I'm still trying to get over it. I can't even really describe it because it caught me off guard, you know, like it was hot and wet, and like I can't even think about it.
My wife was sitting here under the tent, and I just heard her scream. I didn't know what was happening, but I heard her scream, and she had poop on her toe. So I ran her to the water, and we cleaned it up.
I'm gonna take y'all along so that we can head to swim class. What's really crazy about all this is the waves of emotions and feelings that come with grief, and how crazy, like, it really be hitting in so many different ways. You just gotta keep pushing in life and keep doing the things that you normally do as the days approach for your healing. Let me stop thinking so deep. That's too deep. But I'm about to head over to swim class. And it's been one of the things that I've found to be enjoyable. In the past few years, I started this when I lived in Atlanta. And every summer I try to try a new sport. It started off with running as a hobby in college. And then I started taking volleyball, pickleball. And so this is my second summer now. It's been pretty fire. Got down to the basics last summer to now at this point learning about survival essentials. And so this is actually my last class. I'm supposed to be drilling down, being able to complete all of the boxes or check off all the boxes for the American Red Cross survive. I don't know what it's called. It's like a list of key things that you should know how to survive if you were ever in open water. And so I think some of those things are being able to swim 25 yards, which I think is a full length of a pool there and back, float, jump into a body of water and turn around and get back. A couple of other things, but I've been able to progressively throughout the summer just knock out all the necessary things. I wanted to do this just because it's a skill that I believe is a life skill as a Floridian. If you're someone who grew up in a community like mine, and for a lot of people in the Black community, it's not a really good relationship that we have with water by swimming primarily. So the whole Black people don't swim type thing, it's kind of a real thing. And so that was one of the things where I wanted to get lessons as an adult, just because I know that in the future, there might be an interest in being able to enjoy different bodies of water. And then number two, if I ever wanted to get into like competitive sports, like completing a triathlon, swimming is a large portion of that too. Who knows, I might do that. But we're gonna head over and get some swimming in.
Hey! Woo! There go, baby. Way to curl them, baby. This Michael Felipe.
Oh shoot. So I just caught a new running watch. Because my old one, my Apple Watch, is cooked right now. It was broken, so I was on the big debate of like trying to get a new one, and doing runs with just my phone has been like really difficult. So I was able to cop a Garmin. This one's an older model, the Forerunner 165. Yeah, I got this Forerunner just to be able to, I heard Garmin's are really good. I know the Coros Pace 3 is something that I heard was a really great watch, but it's just not my budget right now. I wasn't trying to drop big. Tuning down the amount of runs I have been doing as of lately. And so, yeah, I just hope that this could kind of be a great way to track all my workouts, swimming workouts, anything that involves cardio. So hope it ends up being good. If not, I'll just return it and get a different watch. But
so it's been a few days since the funeral, and it's been really hard to pinpoint an exact emotion or feeling. Numbness would probably be the best description of how I feel, given everything that I've seen and just the waves of emotions that have come. I remember learning about the cycle of grief and people telling me that it's not anything that's linear. And every single stage of this process can come at any point of time. And so, although a lot of the feelings of sadness and anger, and I don't know if I'm fully at acceptance just yet, other than I think I'm partially there. I've also been super reflective of just the past few weeks and the past month of this journey. And I remember when we learned about my grandfather's diagnosis, and the one thing that was on my mind was really to document as much as his life and his journey as I can, just so that I can hopefully take a little piece of us onto my kids. But one of the reasons why that came to me is I remember watching Coco on a plane ride back, and I have never seen the movie, but when I saw it, I realized it's important that there's a piece of you that's still remembered. I think my aim for this is deep down, I think I want to keep a part of his story alive, because it's so instrumental to my family and our journey to where we are to this point. I think that's why this hit so hard. It wasn't just that he was my grandfather, but he foundationally changed the trajectory of my family by taking a big leap and moving to the United States. And when hearing about the story in full during the funeral service, it really hit me that I can't take for granted what I have, and I can't take for granted the legacy that I want to leave behind. And so, yeah, it made me think differently about life. Life is short, so it's worth not taking things too serious. But at the same time, life is short and it's worth taking things serious. I hope to carry on his legacy of sacrifice, intention, and not having much regrets. You know, I don't know how long grief will be around, and it likely will be here for the rest of my life. But I want it to be put in the right place. But in the meantime, when I'm here left with grief that feels like a hole in my heart, the Bible talks about Jesus being really acquainted with grief, and that being a good place to lay down those griefs in your heart. I don't know how to do that well right now, and being patient with myself, and I think that's what I feel.